want to get a little deep dive into Nevada here. So joining me is Republican Senator there, appointed Senator Dean Heller. You were running now for the full term coming up. Now, most important point I got to get out on Nevada is how do you say it?
Nevada. It is Nevada. Yeah, let's
no H's, as I was told. No. I get criticized all the time. Senator, since
just don't step foot in the state when you say that.
Before we get to Nevada, I want to hear your comments, your reaction to what Secretary Panetta said yesterday about Afghanistan putting sort of a public date out there of sometime middle of 2013 that we're going to begin the drawdown, at least, or we're going to end combat operations there, if you will, in Afghanistan. Your reaction?
Actually, I think it's a move in the right direction. You know, I support the drawdown. We have a lot of domestic problems here in this country right now, and I think we ought to be concentrating more on the concerns and problems we have here in this country. And trying to police the world is a very, very difficult thing to do. And so if the troops and the commanders on the ground believe that that's the right direction we should be going, I think it's a good move.
Are you, first of all, are you surprised by some of the Republican criticism? Your potential, the guy you're maybe running, who's going to be at the top of your ticket, Mitt Romney, was critical of the decision in this respect of going public with it.
Well, first of all, I supported getting out of Iraq also. You know, I thought that was a good move, and I believe Panetta's in touch with the commanders and with the troops and understanding what the needs and concerns are for the country, our country, and for that matter, Iraq. And I think the same is true with Afghanistan. So yeah, we're going to have difference of opinions, and frankly, Romney and I have had difference of opinions in the past, so it doesn't surprise me.
Are you open to negotiation with the Taliban?
We'll take a look. You know, I don't believe you negotiate with the Taliban. I think that's a very, very difficult thing to believe that we can actually.
Then how do you end the war? You know what I mean? It's like without negotiating with your enemy.
I know it's very, very difficult, but Taliban is not our friends, and I have a very, very difficult time thinking that you can actually negotiate with an enemy like that, that frankly are completely out of control.
All right, let's go to your home state. Will you be surprised? You supported Mitt Romney 4 years ago, right?
I did not.
Well, it was right at the end. You said, well, all right, how about this? You had nice, kind words for him at the end of the campaign. Sure. You didn't quite into why didn't you support him?
I don't endorse. I think Nevadans can make the decisions up for themselves. They don't need my endorsement. I question endorsements as a whole to begin with, but I don't endorse candidates. I have a lot more confidence that Nevadans can make the decision up for themselves.
Are you going to participate in the caucus or no?
Yeah, I will.
And so you'll be making your support public?
No, I will not.
The process is a secret ballot?
At least in my county it is.
Will you be surprised if Mitt Romney doesn't win it?
Actually, I will. You know, I believe that the results will probably be similar to Florida. I think there is one variable in this, and that probably depends more on turnout than anything else. And I think that Ron Paul could make some real moves in Nevada.
Are you comfortable running with either Mitt Romney or Newt Gingrich at the top of the ticket? You're going to have a tough fight for a full term, an elected term. The Democrat there, Shelley Berkley, is somebody who you served with in the House, can raise a lot of money, and we know what happened between Harry Reid and Sharon Angle. Who makes it a little bit easier for you to run?
Well, first of all, keep in mind we're at 12.6% unemployment. We're the highest unemployment in the nation by a lot, you know, by a 1.5. Foreclosures are the highest. Bankruptcies are the highest in the state of Nevada. I don't think Obama's going to do well. I think the Obama economy in Nevada is killing most Nevadans, and for that reason, I think the Republican candidate will do well.
You call it the Obama economy, but this economy was, I mean, the housing. Do you think the housing crisis was created by the Obama administration?
Well, I think that the Obama economy did inherit a very, very tough situation when they came in. But I don't think any of his, anything that he's done up to this point has made it any better. I think he's made it worse.
What would you do with the housing situation? This is the forefront of what's wrong.
It is the issue.
You know, I'm a Floridian, same thing there.
Right.
I know Nevada is about the only place you could say is worse than Florida.
Right. No. Obviously, if there was an answer, we'd have figured that out 5 years ago. I'm going to be introducing legislation. You know, it's unfortunate that there's regulations now that says when a home's foreclosed on, that a bank cannot rent that home back to that family. You know, we're talking about the spiraling value of homes. It's because people are being kicked out of their homes. At least what we should do is change those rules, and I'm going to attempt to do that next week, by allowing these families to stay in their homes so that at least we can keep and maintain the values of these homes in Nevada.
You think we overdeveloped?
Probably to a degree. I mean, it was a bubble. Absolutely, it was a bubble.
Too many new houses being built, too many condos being built in Las Vegas. I mean, the same thing happened on the waterfront in Florida.
Well, first of all, it was a growth industry. I mean, this is what kept the economy in Nevada so strong. I mean, if you sit down with the developers now, there's a room of maybe 20 or 30 people at one end of the state or the other. It used to be a full room of hundreds of developers. I mean, it has been very, very tough on Nevada, and I don't think that Obama's economic policies have helped at all.
All right, Senator Dean Heller, Republican from Nevada. Thanks for coming in on a rainy day. Right. Appreciate it, and we'll be watching your state Saturday. If you could tell us when they're actually going to report the results. I know we're still waiting, with Shelley Adelson tells us when we're allowed to have the results. Yeah, all right, you just heard it. Nevada is the wild, wild west.